There was a time, long before electricity, before radiators, before heated blankets and thermoses of tea, a time when winter meant silence and survival. In the Middle Ages, people feared winter. Not disliked it. Not endured it. Feared it. Deeply. Rightfully. It was a fear carved from experience, from centuries of frost-bitten fingers, empty barns, and snowstorms that howled like wolves across the hills. Let's take a quiet walk through time, to the year 1322, in a quiet valley in northern Europe. There lies a village called Stonenwald, hidden beneath the trees, its wooden cottages nestled close like a litter of puppies seeking warmth. It is early November. The last leaves fall like golden feathers from the oak trees. The villagers are moving faster now. You can hear the distant thump of axes on wood, the creak of wagon wheels loaded with dried meat, salted fish, and barley. Why so hurried? Why so anxious? Because they know what comes next. Snowflake winter in the Middle Ages. Winter wasn't simply cold, it was a season of threat. There was no central heating. Homes were built from timber and clay, poorly insulated. The fire had to be kept alive day and night. If it went out, so could someone's life. Villagers had no grocery stores to visit. Everything needed, food, candles, firewood, hay for animals, had to be prepared in the warmer months. If your harvest failed, there was no backup. Only hunger. And hunger could bring death. But that was just the beginning. Winter brought disease. With everyone crowded into small, smoky homes, illness spread like wildfire. Coughs turned into fevers. Fevers turned into silence. And there were no doctors, only wise women with herbs, and prayers murmured into the wind. But worse than illness was the isolation. Snow could bury a village for weeks. No roads. No horses. No word from neighboring towns. You would wait and wait, unsure if help would come, unsure if the snow would ever melt. Candle the village of Stonenwald. In the village of Stonenwald lived an old man named Mathis, a woodcutter with kind eyes and crooked hands. He'd seen more winters than most, over 60, which was rare in those days. One evening, he sat by his fire, his woolen cloak wrapped around him. Beside him, his granddaughter Elsa listened closely as he carved wood into little animals. She asked, "Grandfather, why are people so afraid of winter?" Mathis paused, looking into the dancing flame. He replied softly, "Because winter remembers everything we forgot. Every bundle of wood we didn't gather. Every crack in the roof we didn't mend. Every seed we failed to plant." He leaned in. "It tests us." Elsa tilted her head. "But what happens if we pass the test?" Mathis smiled. "Then winter lets us live. And come spring, we remember how strong we truly are." Wind faced the night the wind spoke. One year, the winter came early. Before the crops were fully harvested. Before the barns were ready. Snow fell hard. It did not stop for days. Even the eldest villagers said they had never seen it fall so thick, so early. The sky was a solid wall of white. The sun disappeared. Food grew scarce. The river froze. People grew thin. Then came the howling. Late at night, when the wind rushed through the trees, it made a strange sound, almost human. Some said it was the voice of the winter spirit. Others said it was the ghosts of those who died cold and hungry, returning to warn the living. Use ambient winter soundscapes. Snowstorm and winter wind. You can layer a soft track like Snowstorm, 8 hours, Winter Wind Nature, for long, continuous winter ambience. Podcasters.spotify.com. Medieval Ambience, a YouTube soundscape capturing a quieter medieval night, just distant animal sounds and soft town murmurings, creates an immersive backdrop. Recommended setup. Fade in the medieval ambience, e.g., nighttime village wind. Slowly introduce the snowstorm track to deepen mood. Keep volume low so it's soothing, not distracting. Headphone 2. Calming music with medieval/ethereal vibe. Medieval journey, relaxing classical guitar and nature sounds, 50 minutes, weaves in gentle instrumental themes suited for a medieval setting. Music.apple.com. Or choose Winter Solitude, music, soft, reflective, ideal for deep relaxation. Reddit.com. +3. Relaxation meditation music.bandcamp.com. +3. Reddit.com. +3. Blend these tracks quietly beneath your narration for a peaceful, historical atmosphere. Headphone 3. Guided meditation style. Blend your historical story with gentle, descriptive pauses, walking through snowy woods, feeling wind, light of hearth fires, sense of communal hearth. Weave in short breathing prompts, breathe in the winter air, let the fire's warmth surround you. You can structure this like a guided meditation, drawing listeners into the sensory world of 14th century winter. Headphone 4. Example outline for a 20 minutes audio. Minute content. 0 to 1 soft medieval night ambience fades in. 1 to 3 brief musical intro, guitar or flute. 3 to 5 calm narration, setting the scene in Stonewalled. 5 to 8 winter ambient layer enters, snow, wind. 8 to 12 deeper narration, challenges of cold, darkness, isolation. 12 to 15 guided breath and reflection, imagine hearth fire, gather wood, songs. 15 to 18 narration, hope, end of winter, relief. 18 to 20 music fades, ambience slowly lowers, leaving soft wind as fade out. Hammer and wrench, how to produce it. Record your narration in a quiet space, using a soft, soothing delivery. Layer ambient tracks, SoundCloud/Bandcamp/YouTube/Spotify, beneath voice, adjust levels so the voice remains clear. Add gentle crossfades between sections for smooth transitions. Link useful resources. Snowstorm Wind Loop, Snowstorm, 8 hours, Winter Wind Nature on Spotify/podcasts. Reddit.com. Podcasters.spotify.com. Medieval Guitar and Nature, Medieval Journey Album, 50 minutes. Music.apple.com. Winter Solitude Music, restful tracks on Bandcamp. White heavy check mark summary. By combining your calm historical narration, winter ambience, wind/snow, and soothing medieval style music, you'll create a serene, immersive audio perfect for bedtime, even echoing what medieval villagers might have experienced. In the 12th century, in the heart of Europe, the arrival of winter was not welcomed with holiday cheer or sparkling lights, it was feared. Winter, to a medieval villager, was not a season. It was a threat. A test of survival. A quiet enemy that crept in with the first frost and refused to leave until spring dared show its face. In the village of Elmswick, nestled in the valley beneath the black pines, the first sign of winter was the silence. Birds vanished from the trees. The river slowed, its edges crusted with ice. Livestock huddled close in the barns, breath steaming in the cold. The sun grew shy, rising late and retreating early behind gray skies. And with each passing day, life slowed, until even laughter seemed to freeze in the air. People feared winter not because of the snow itself, but because of what it meant: hunger, illness, and isolation. Most peasants lived off what they harvested during the warmer months. If the summer had been poor, winter was cruel. Grain stores were counted and recounted, measured carefully to stretch across the long months. A single bad harvest could mean starvation. Turnips and salted meat became treasures. Ale was thinner, bread was harder, and meals were shared in near silence, because every bite mattered. In some winters, the snow came early and deep. Roads vanished. Entire villages could go unseen for weeks. If someone fell ill, there were no doctors to call. Even priests, the only literate men in many towns, feared the black winds, sudden fevers that struck in the cold, weakening the young and old alike. Coughs echoed through stone walls, and candles burned low beside straw beds. Yet, winter also brought something deeper, something in the spirit. Fear turned inward. At night, stories passed from mouth to mouth. Tales of wolves prowling the forest edges. Spirits that walked the snowfields. The winter white, some called it, a pale figure seen near frozen rivers, searching for lost souls. No one claimed to have truly seen it, yet everyone knew someone who had. These tales weren't just entertainment. They were warnings. Lessons disguised as fear. Stay close to the hearth. Don't wander into the woods. Keep your candles lit. But amidst the fear, there was also resilience. Families gathered closer. Songs were sung in low voices. Wool was spun by firelight. Children clutched carved wooden toys. The world outside was hostile, but inside, a kind of hope flickered like the embers in the hearth. By January, the worst of the cold sank into the bones of the earth. Ice cracked in the wells. Smoke curled from the chimneys like prayers. People did not expect comfort, they expected endurance. It was said that in winter, the veil between the world of the living and the dead thinned. Ancestors were honored with bread left on the windowsill. Bells were rung on the solstice to drive away spirits. Churches remained open longer, their candles a shield against the dark. But always, behind it all, was waiting. Waiting for spring. Waiting for the snow to melt. Waiting for green to return to the trees and the songs of birds to come back to the air. When the first shoots of grass emerged from under the melting frost, it wasn't just a sign of warmth returning, it was a victory. For those who had made it through the dark months, it meant more than survival. It meant renewal. A second chance. And so, winter in the Middle Ages was not just a season. It was a test of faith, of strength, and of the human spirit.